Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am doing this for the Christmas collaboration, Christmas in July collaboration with Mini Scenes GB and lots of lovely artists. There will be a link in the description below for you to click on, and today I'm making what looks like coasters, but there will be ornaments from the tree, baubles. Well, not baubles because baubles are round, circular, spherical, oh dear. Anywho, all those papers I've got at the side, I've already glued both sides to make sure that they don't get destroyed within the resin. I've mixed my 1:1 resin and I've put my A and my B separately on my heat mat to get rid of any bubbles. And I've already mixed it, but I've decided I'm going to have a white background. And my ornaments are going to be vintage, so you can see all the vintage papers. I found a booklet in one of my drawers when I was shifting my room around again, and I thought, oh yeah, I can use them. Let's see how that works. And knowing me, I've seen people do it before, just putting the paper straight in, and they work lovely. But knowing me and my look, it would have ruined it. So I made sure I glued them all down. The white I've put in, I've made myself from titanium dioxide white powder, and a part B that I'd got left over, and it's a really vivid white. It's nice white. You do have to mix it every time you open it just to make sure, and it's just put in a old pill bottle with a safety cap on. Safety cap for children. Good grief. And adults apparently. But anywho, this I've mixed it in really well because sometimes I forget myself and I leave streaks, but I've done a good job with it this time. There was no streaks, so it's all good. So I'm going to do a thin layer of white. I'd say about halfway up the coasters. Yeah, about halfway. But yeah, you can see it's nice. You can't see bubbles. It's all lovely. And like I said, I'm going to fill it up about halfway. Now, I didn't check my levelling table, so they are a bit cockeyed when they're done. But it doesn't matter. They're only for my tree. The principle is just to see if it works. So, like I said, I've filled them up to about halfway, and I have got a bit left over, so I do shove it in something else. Like I always do. I've always got spare because I never measure anything properly. I've got pumps on my bottle, so I just count the pumps. It's a lot easier, hell of a lot easier. Numbers and me don't work. So I'm going to put them on my level table and let them cure. Now I've chose which ones I'm going to put together, so this lot can all go back in drawer. And I need to measure the actual size of the coaster shapes. And of course, because they've been glued both sides, they are sticking to each other. They're not sticky anymore. It's that tack feeling. So I draw around my shape, and obviously that's going to be too big, so I will cut inside the circle. And I do this with all of them, but the pencil wouldn't work, then the pen wouldn't work, but eventually it did. But I did notice that sticking them all together, I should have glued them down. I think I should have glued them down in one go. And you'll see why. Because they tend to move around a bit. And I was being careful. But as you can see, I'm marking off because I want circles in the circles. So I didn't want any square mess. It wouldn't have looked right, I don't think. So I do this to all of them. I do like these papers though, they are nice. I wish I remembered where I got them from. Again, memory loss situation. And this one, is it this one you cannot know? It's the one, can't remember which one, but you can barely see the background. But that's not an issue. It's just I wanted that circular shape. So I'll leave you with this bit, and you can listen to a bit of music. I might even put Christmas stuff on. So, as you can see, I've now put on a thin layer of 1:1 resin, and I'm just smooshing it round a bit. It's going to be the base to stick my things down. Again, hindsight, I should have just glued them down. And I'm making sure that it's bubble free underneath, or at least I'm trying to, by just squishing it all down, putting it on the top, making sure it's all just nicely cooked. There's a lot that needs to be put on here. Not resin, but elements, because I want them to look. I don't know what I was trying to make it look like. To be fair, because in the end it does look flat. I think if I'd have done it in layers, maybe to make it more 3D-ish. I don't know, but yeah, I'm sticking things down, making sure I've got enough resin to coat each piece, and giving it a good squish, smoosh. I do like stupid words. Maybe because I never get my words out right. So yeah, I've I've got lots of little bits and bobs to put down, and this is where you can create air bubbles if you don't get enough resin to coat each piece. And as you can see, I keep pressing it down and making sure that I've got it all basically stuck to each other, which you'll notice when I pour more resin on top, uh, they all start to float around. So I have to keep pushing them down. I am being very careful, or at least I'm trying to be very careful. And I go around lots of times just to make sure. And as you can see, it moves a lot. And yeah, I don't know why I took it off camera there. It's not like I needed to get any close to me, but I put that one on the heat mat so it could just wait. The heat mat wasn't on. I just wanted to see how it reacted and keep an eye on them, just in case anything moved or needed to be pushed down a bit more. And also to see if any bubbles started appearing so I could just get them popped. And also to see how much resin I got left at the end to make sure that I'd got enough to cover to make them all coated properly. So just doing a bit at a time. So I shall leave you with this bit and leave you with some more Christmas music. So I sprayed it and squished a stick round to make sure I got all the bits and bubbles and whatever's out as much as I could, and I did put another coat on. I did forget to show that bit. Well, not forget, I lost the footage. You can see I've got quite a bit of overpour. That's easy enough. I've got some nice clippers and I'll cut that off. Or you could deburr it with deburring tools, but I found with my hands clipping it off is a lot easier, especially when it's still a little bit soft. So here they are. I can see the odd bubble where the paper has risen, and you can see that some things have moved, even though I kept an eye on it. The bubbles aren't too bad. You really have to point them out to be able to see them. Um, I think they've come out really well actually. I quite like them. But yeah, that's a bubble there. You can see that one. That one's a definite bubble. But again, just for my tree, so another learning curve. And it does look like the little bow has protruded out of the resin a little bit. But you can see this one, the bubble shifted. The one in the middle. But again, my tree, so it don't matter. But I will be doing this again. I enjoyed doing this. And I will leave some pictures at the end. And you can see how they are in the sunlight. Don't forget to watch, like, subscribe if you like it. And look at the description box to find the link for the rest of the beautiful artists that's out there. Thank you very much. Bye.